Welcome back to the next section of Traefik Training. In this section, we're going to recap everything we covered in routers and services. And it was a lot of content in this section. And we covered everything there is to know about router and services in Traefik. So exactly how ingress traffic comes into the traffic, goes into the entry point, to the router, to the services, and how we can configure each component using labels. Now in the routers section, we actually discussed exactly what a router is. And in the Traefik concept, the router is doing rule matching. So if a request comes in, if it matches a rule, then it matches it to, it routes the traffic to a service. And that's exactly what the router does. It's just looking for rules that match entries that come into Traefik. Then services, this is really how we configure our application. And each service that's deployed automatically comes with a router and a load balancer. And the load balancer, we can do different things with it. We can do round robin, we can configure all the health checks, we can do a lot of things. And this load balancer actually targets our application. And our application in Traefik world is called a server. Now the router and services lab, we had a lot of fun with this, and we actually deployed Traefik with the CATS application. And we initially deployed the application with no labels. Then we slowly progressed and we start adding labels into the service until we were able to see exactly what happens with Traefik when we enabled Traefik, when we enabled the load balancer and the host name, and we just looked through all the different configurations. And finally, we broke our CAT application. Oh no. And then the next section is all about troubleshooting and understanding exactly how to troubleshoot when a router cannot talk to a service. And we explained exactly what happens in this process, where to look into logs and Docker, as well as the dashboard and using this information. Finally, we showed you kind of a trick on dynamically using Traefik so it actually does a router and service match for us. And that was the final section of router and services. So join me in the next section where we start talking about TLS, HTTPS, and Let's Encrypt. Join me in the next section.